Ladies and gentlemen, going on to the next part of the evening. This is the announced class bout of the three announced in Featherweight division. Your first fighter, 7 inches of age and fighting out of the blue corner, Stephen Jude.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Contact Contender 7. I'm Brad 48 Wharton, joined in the commentary booth by Iron Jez Cook. And we move into the featherweight division for our next bout of the evening. And the first fighter to enter the cage is Mr. Stephen Duke, a man we've seen a number of times here at FCC, going back to the days of the Berry TA Centre. Jez, why don't you tell us a little bit about Hammer's Stephen Duke?
Well, yeah, like you say, first time we saw Stephen Duke was back at FCC2, back in the heyday for us, almost 2 years ago now. And yeah, a very different fighter then, had his own setup, pretty much an independent fighter, and recently made the switch to join Hammer. And from what I've been told, was an extremely wise decision by him. He's been reinvigorated, bringing to this fight a huge amount of confidence. Now under the guidance of Sean Martin over at Hammer, you know, they've got a great team over there. The AMI guys are unbelievable. They've got top level guys. So he's been working very hard on his ground game, spending a lot of time in his gi. He's always been a good striker, so you know, from all accounts, he's now really been able to match it up and now a fully rounded fighter. Last time we saw him out, he lost a closely fought battle against Ricardo Franco, so I'm sure he's looking forward to getting back to winning ways at FCC 7.
Callum Gagan in the corner of Stephen Duke there. Callum Gagan, we've seen in FCC before. He's been on Cage Warriors, he's been on ACB, and he's really making waves. Now, I know we'd love to see him back here at FCC in the future, but today he's cornering Stephen Duke, who has his work cut out for him in the form of one of FCC's terrible twins, Jay Robinson.
And his opponent, stepping into the cage and fighting out of the red corner, Jay Robinson!
Mr. Jay Robinson about to make his way over to the cage, and whether or not he can make it 2 out of 2 for the terrible twins, we'll soon find out. Comes into this fight with a record of 2-1, only 19 years old. Very impressive, both of these guys, extremely athletic, and yeah, very similar style to his brother. Now I know the two brothers had a recent tussle in the final of a grappling competition, didn't they, Brad?
Absolutely, they were both at Sub North last weekend. Both guys got to the final in the weight class and faced off against each other. I can't remember which twin came out on top off the top of my head. It's the one that looks like that. Brian Crichton in Robinson's corner. Crichton we recently saw coming off a fantastic victory at Cage Warriors, so a very capable corner team here for Robinson.
Absolutely. For Jay, last time we saw him, he was at FCC 4 and he opened the night against John Eyre, winning the contest in the second round by a TKO. So he makes his long-awaited return here at FCC against a formidable opponent, the much improved Stephen Duke.
Ladies and gentlemen, after official introduction, the fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 66. He's at 30, stands 5'7". He fights out of Hammer and hails from Liverpool, Stephen Jude. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, weighing at 65.8. He's 20, stands 5'7". He fights out of Cesco Academy and hails from Montreal, Jay Robinson.
This featherweight bout is sponsored by Better Body Supplements, providing the highest quality products to athletes. You can visit them at their website, www.betterbodysupplements.com.
And as MMA officials, Neil Hall gets this bout underway, we've got Stephen Duke in the black with blue trim board shorts, and we've got Jay Robinson in the compression shorts, and they clash in the cage like a couple of charging buffalo. Robinson immediately presses his man against the cage, and you've got to think that Jay Robinson is really going to excel in the grappling in this fight, whereas Duke is going to be wanting to look to step off and land some strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good analysis there, Brad. Although, you know, Duke has been working hard on his ground game with the Hammer Boys, and they are a formidable team. We know the likes of Ben Dearden and Callum Gagan, they're top-level guys. Even Danny Randolph, who we're going to see later.
And Duke's pulled guard, and he's got a guillotine, and that's looking tight. That is a tight guillotine, Jez. And Robinson is trying to stack his legs up, create some leverage, and pull it out of there. His head's going purple, man. This is a tight guillotine choke. Doesn't look like Duke can create that last bit of leverage to fully seal it off, though, Jez. And he's really going to be expending some energy. And Robinson's out, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, great work there from Robinson. We thought he was in a lot of danger. It looked to be like that might be sunk in very deep, and that could have been the end of it, but he's weathered the storm. He's done well, and he's survived, and he's looking to stack up his opponent and rain down some ground and pound here.
Big shots coming down with the left hand from Robinson, and you've got to wonder if Duke's maybe tired himself out a little bit, squeezing that choke early on.
Yeah, we've said it before, haven't we, that when you do try and sink in that and you overcommit, you can really try too hard. Lactic acid pours through the muscles.
Duke going for a knee bar, though, trying to straighten that leg out. Robinson needs to pull his knee out front of the hips, and he's landing some big shots here. Big right hands from Jay Robinson. Managed to not call Ryan Robinson for the first time in his FCC career.
One way to get an opponent off you, smash him in the face.
Ancient smashing face technique, no can defend.
Oh, and he really cut open Duke. Duke's bleeding there from the nose quite heavily, it appears.
And Robinson posturing up, landing some big shots. Referee Neil Hall taking a close look at this one, Jez. Creating some space and dropping some bombs is Robinson.
You know, maybe I called that wrong for some reason. From that angle, it looked like he was bleeding, but Duke weathering this quite well. He's keeping busy. He wants to be careful with those arms. Doesn't want to flay them up too much.
Duke trying to use the cage to push himself off, but he's ended up in the same position. And Robinson now is landing some big shots. He's going to switch for the armbar. Textbook. He needs to pull that arm out. Duke needs to grab the bicep and squeeze as hard as he can.
Duke's done well though there. He's pinned the leg to give himself some leverage to try and squeeze the arm out past the elbow. It's a critical point.
And it looks like Duke is going to be able to pull himself out of this position, and he does, and now Duke's on top for the first time in this fight, and he takes mount.
Yeah, great exchange by both guys. Good positioning, good submission attempts. Yeah, what a great opening round this has been. Not disappointed whatsoever.
Duke finishes the round on top, but that was really one-way traffic for Robinson there. He really dominated this fight. He established control, he landed shots from the top, and he really set the pace. So it's going to be interesting to see if Stephen Duke can change things up and keep the second round on the feet.
Yeah, agreed. But you know, I said this earlier that I do believe he is a different fighter. He just looks a lot more confident, and I think having someone like Sean Martin in the corner will have a big effect. You know, he was looking to his corner for advice earlier, and then took that advice and worked it well. And yeah, I mean, Ryan is. Did I say Ryan there? Apologies, Jay. Made that classic mistake. So Jay was forcing it, but Stephen was calm and patient. It's quite difficult to tell with these guys. I'm sure they play a lot of tricks on a lot of people.
I think we need to tattoo one of them with a name.
Well, they both have tats. Maybe let's just brand one of them with an FCC tat, like our good old friend James Reese.
Touch of gloves to start this second round. Steve Duke in the board shorts. Jay Robinson in the black with white trim compression shorts, and Duke looking for a takedown here. Interesting change of tactic, and a nice slam from Duke, but he's left his neck in there. Robinson's got the arming guillotine. Very difficult to finish those arming guillotines.
Yeah, but Duke does well to step round, release that pressure. Some illegal knees to the head, it appears. Whether or not they were intentional, not quite sure, but as Duke was moving around there, landed quite a big knee to the temple of Robinson, it appeared.
Of course, no kicks or knees to the head of a grounded opponent, and referee Neil Hall is just going to check and see if Jay Robinson is fit to continue. He's now going to have a word with Stephen Duke, and he's going to take a point there. 1 point taken from Stephen Duke for an illegal knee to the head of a downed opponent. Yeah, and Neil Hall saying he did it twice there, so
yeah, once
certainly
mistake.
A justified point deduction. But Robinson is fit to continue, but he now has to start back on his feet, which is where Duke is at home, and Duke throws a nice front kick. Oh, the flying knee, but Robinson's caught him, and Robinson with some huge shots, and this one's all over. Incredible finish from Jay Robinson. A huge right hook out of nowhere.
What a spectacular finish there by Jay Robinson. Took some illegal knees on the floor and came back with a vengeance. It's like, you know what? No, I'm not having any of that. And bam, that's the fight over. Incredible finish.
And he picked his opponent out of the air with that shot. Incredible. I think Stephen Duke has questioned the stoppage, but I'm not entirely sure he's complimentous as of yet. I believe actually he's complaining of a knee injury as well, so hopefully it's not too serious for Stephen Duke, but what a finish there for Jay Robinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 42 seconds of the second round, due to TKO, the winner, Jay Robinson! Please show your appreciation for Stephen